The State Emergency Service of Ukraine has informed that 2 children and 3 adults were rescued from the rubble in Sumy region. Last night, the Russians launched an airstrike on residential buildings in the town of Lebedin in Sumy region, located on the border with Russia. Aviation of the Russian Federation destroyed 2 houses. The occupiers struck around 2 a.m. when everyone was asleep. And a few days ago, the Russians destroyed a bakery in Lebedin, also with an airstrike. Wasn't going to the military exercise camp, but to the war with Ukraine. The first Russian prisoner in the Security Service of Ukraine interrogation admitted that he deliberately went to the war.
Ты знал, что ты едешь на территорию
Да,
Украины?
знал.
Какая вам была поставлена задача?
Захватить город Харьков, оккупировать все основные дороги, перекрыть выходы гражданских и занять город.
They had 3 days to seize Kharkiv, and after that, they had to wait for further instructions. However, everything did not go according to the plan. The captured Russian soldiers surrendered to the Ukrainian army. The armed forces of Ukraine do not kill captured prisoners, but provide them with medical aid and food. An elderly man who was run over by a Russian tank on the first day of the Russian-Ukrainian war is alive. He survived thanks to the passers-by who pulled him out of the damaged car and called an ambulance. He was interviewed and thanked his rescuers.
Сьогодні в сторонах. Поломана нога і рука. Ну, все таке. Визвали вони скорую помощь. Привезли сюди мене. Та, ребята, якщо ви бачите мене в тій ситуації, спасибо велике вам.
The rescued man also said that after his full recovery, he would go to the territory defense team because something needs to be done about it. Reminder: on February the 25th, a Russian tank intentionally ran over a pensioner in his car. After the Russians drove into the oncoming lane and hit the man, they simply rushed on. It happened in Kyiv-Obolon district.
Europe is on the brim of a new nuclear catastrophe. This is Enerhodar city in Ukraine. The largest in Europe nuclear power plant is located here. Unarmed residents of the city came out to prevent the Russian occupiers from seizing the nuclear power plant. They understand that any damage to the plant will cause an environmental catastrophe, the next Chernobyl or Fukushima. It is no longer a Ukrainian issue. It is a possible threat for the whole of Europe and even the world. For the first time in war history, the Russian army has deliberately attacked a nuclear power plant. It is definitely an act of state terrorism. Even if the concrete walls of the plant will deter the impact, its transformers and turbines are defenseless against mortars and tanks. If they are damaged, there will be a leak of a radiation cloud, and only the wind knows where this cloud goes. Ukrainians defend their land courageously, but their strength is limited. The Russian army acts like terrorists, shelling hospitals, maternity wards, kindergartens, and civil neighborhoods. Putin's army will stop at nothing, even if it means a nuclear disaster. We live in a global world. There are no walls of sanctions or money that will protect you from this disaster. The larger ecosystem of the region covers not only the Black Sea and multiple rivers that run through Ukraine, but also dozens of European countries that are less than 1,000 kilometers away. The outcomes of the possible tragedy will be catastrophic. They will last for decades and cost trillions of euros to overcome. While every Ukrainian is defending Europe with their bare hands from Putin's evil intentions, what does the world do? Europe and Ukraine's allies must act as decisively as the Ukrainian people. Protecting and closing the Ukrainian sky is the #1 task to avoid this catastrophe, because radiation has no nationality and stops at no borders.